In the previous video, we showed you the internal core architecture of Adam O.S. It contains memory for knowledge about the world and the environment, and a layer of agents and skills. If you are interested in a detailed description of the interactions between layers, please check our previous video, Adam O.S. Core Architecture. Because the whole world is about chats, and the whole investment is focused on wasteful LLMs, we've decided to pivot a bit in development, and we have built the Broca area. It contains a few functionalities for speech processing, memory of words and phrases, but what is the most important, connections between words and the rest of the information in Adam's memory. To conduct the conversation, we've also added a context memory, but as it contains informations like where am I or who is my owner, it is not a part of the Broca area. In the end, we've created a small chat interface that allows us to have conversations with Adam. The important difference between our setup and LLMs is that we send only the visible text on the screen. Our chat receives also only the text displayed on the screen. All upcoming demos will work in this setup. Now, let's start with an explanation of what you will see on the screen. First, here is the chat window, where you will see the conversation. It contains screenshots from the interface we've built. Here, you will see the temporary memory, both environment and knowledge. In this window, you will see a decision tree that shows how Adam O.S. decides how to proceed with the action it has to take. In the end, in this small window, you will see names of skills and agents that were launched during each step of the conversation. Visualization of the memory and skills are screenshots from our console for Adam O.S. management, and agent names are extracted from logs. As you already can see, Adam O.S. is not a black box, but a fully explainable AI. Let's start with the most popular question that tests systems intelligence and hallucination level nowadays. How many are there in strawberry? The answer is simply 3, but the system also reports an unknown word, strawberry. If we play it slowly, we can see that the speech understanding module decided to launch a skill for calculating letters in words. The skill is quite linear. What is happening in the brain is getting arguments from the input, splitting the word into an array of letters, filtering the array by the requested element, calculating the size of filtered array, and returning the result in a human-readable form. If we ask about the strawberry itself, the system will say that it does not understand the question, as there is a word that it does not know yet. So, how come it understands the request for calculating letters? Because R is a letter, and that gives enough context to understand the question. How Adam searches memory and the skill of checking and verifying data in memory are subjects for a separate demo. But you can also see that the amount of data acquired from a long-term memory is minimal. It is basically information about the letter R, because that was the question about, and about the letter L, as the system had to check if the first letter in the word letter is a vowel or a consonant to format the output text. But let's try something different. How many B are there in table? The answer is simply 1, but Adam O.S. is not reporting an unknown word, suggesting that it knows what the table is. Let's check it. Looking at the answer, we should be able to ask about something completely different. Let's ask, on purpose, in exactly the same way. How many legs are there in table? The answer is completely different, and we can check the skill that was launched to generate the response. Count definition connections. What it does is getting elements from the input, reading details of relations between objects from the knowledge memory, generating the response. But why this operation? Because the system understands what the table is and what the leg is. This knowledge is completely changing the meaning of the question, and this difference is simple for Adam O.S. to understand. Adam O.S. thinks in objects. Language is just a form of expression, and every human language functions differently. We haven't made a mistake of starting from language, and soon our system will overtake all available model applications in solving real-life problems. Stay tuned for more.